Hey guys, it's Barrett with the Gimpy Camper. So have you ever heard of a quick disconnect anode rod? Well, I hadn't either until now. And so, a lot of you know whenever you're winterizing and stuff, getting that anode rod back in and getting it to thread in because of the back weight on that thing, it can be a real pain. And we winterize a lot of times a year. And so I heard about this product and I just had to check it out for myself. So as a lot of you know, we typically winterize the camper multiple times a year. I ran across this product a few months ago and I'd like to share it with you. It just makes the winterizing process a lot easier. It's called the QD anode rod. This is not a sponsored video. I bought this product with my own money. Installation's fairly straightforward. You just remove the old anode rod, then you have to screw in the adapter with some Teflon tape. This is probably the hardest part of the install. We used a large set of channel locks, which are still hard to kind of get in there and get in that space and get them to turn. And it was kind of a pain in the butt. It was really harder than I anticipated that part of the process being. But according to their Instagram account, they've actually listened to the feedback of their customers and they're working on a model that you can change out with just a regular standard socket. And that would be a great improvement if you ask me. I'm not sure if they're selling those yet or not, but I know that that's one thing that they said they were working on. After you get that adapter tight, the rest of the installation process is pretty much done. You just have to get the anode rod that comes pre-installed and put it into the hole, and then it has these little side arms. You just pull those out towards you, and then there's a little safety pin on the end of them that holds those two arms together and that locks it in place. The only place that I've actually found this product available is on their actual website. I will say the price is a little bit steep. It's currently $55. Let's go over the pros and cons of the QD anode rod. The pros include the fact that it's easy to get in and out, and it also gets rid of one of the biggest problems that you have if you leave the anode rod out, which is the fact that rust can form around the threads, causing it to be hard to get the anode rod in and out. This happened to us one time before, and I actually had to buy a tap and die set. That way I could put a tap in there. I believe it's a 3/4 inch tap that takes, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll list the set that I have in the description down below. But all I had to do was put that in and run it through, and it cleaned the threads out and made it like brand new. So it's not really that big a deal, but I was kind of paranoid because it was turning hard that I was going to cross thread it or something like that. Luckily I didn't have any of those issues. And to me, the hardest part about winterizing your camper until you do it a couple hundred times is getting that anode rod straight and not cross threading it when you put it back in because of the back weight on there that we already talked about. So you don't ever have to worry about cross threading again, because once you have that adapter in there, you don't have to mess with the threads anymore, ever. So let's go over the cons of the QD anode rod. The cons include the price, which I think personally is a little bit steep, but if you've ever spent a while trying to get that anode rod in and it gives you a problem getting it in there, it's probably worth it. Like they say, if you practice a little bit, you can get it in there a little bit easier, but it's kind of a pain. Now the assembly does fit into the Suburban water heater, but it's a tight fit. I kind of looked at it a couple of times before I put the access door on because I was afraid that it was going to hold it off, but I had no issues with that at all. I'll also say that I shared this product with Steve over at Shelburne RV, and he has a pretty close relationship with Suburban. He shared this product with them, and they said that because it does hold the anode rod out of the tank just a little bit, which is the depth of the adapter, obviously, because you have the adapter in and then you have the anode rod that screws into it. So it's going to not go in there about 1 inch that it would normally, but apparently they said that they would not warranty an issue with the water heater because that does technically affect how much of the anode rod goes in there. So that's just something that you need to know on the side. Now obviously if you don't have a newer unit and your warranty's out, then it doesn't matter at all. We have been happy with this product so far. It's been very easy to install and remove the anode rod now that we got the adapter in, and I would recommend this product. So like I say, if you're looking for an easier way, if you've been winterizing yourself and that anode rod gets on your nerves, then you can try this product out. It's a lot easier to get in and out. you know, with the video that I did, I was trying to do it with one hand. That can be a little bit of an issue. It's a lot easier to do with two hands, obviously. Thanks guys for joining our family and watching our videos. And be sure to click that subscribe button if you hadn't, and follow along for next week's video.
Do not forget to hit that subscribe button.